crazy. In nothing but
Hey,
a whole decade. Go ahead.
hey, there we go. I think
Oh, hey, Robert.
no
There
one
you
can hear me. Oh, hey, hey. Thank you for having me here and to the whole group. I think I'm good. I might have some questions as we go, but yeah, I watched that video and looked at the charts so much tonight that I think I get it. So we'll see how we go.
Okay, fair enough. Well, welcome with your Australian accent, I believe it is. That's awesome. I will quick,
Yeah, thank you.
yes, absolutely. I will go over real quick, kind of what we're looking for. Mindful, some of us are coming from different areas. Again, I want this setup to be free to discuss new ideas and as to not confuse, the main thing of the scalping. Please bear in mind, Jamie's going to be looking at different things. Some of us are more advanced traders, so we talk on a different level. We see things on a different level. So having that nice little disclaimer in there, all we're doing, guys, is let me do this the right way, just so we are on the same page. I'm going to go to my chart. I'm going to drop hold over here. So this strategy was created by me and a couple of people. We play with different things. We test it for 4 weeks at least, and then we compare results this way, because some of us trade London, some of us trade New York. We trade different times and different pairs. So with that kind of information, and we're all very proficient in trading. So having said that, this was tested between me and a couple of friends. We just collaborate on ideas. This was kind of our strategy. This part's mine. The 3 and the 9, mostly mine, and the 50 SMA, not so mine. I would use the EMA. But either way, long story short, what you're looking for is if price is below the 50, well, let's use more accurate because where the market is now. If price is above the 50 SMA and the 3 EMA is above the 50 SMA, and the green and or fast MACD, that MACD is 5, 15, and 1, is above the 0 line on the 5-minute chart, what you're doing is you're going down to the 1-minute chart to catch your entries. Now, the way we originally did it before we created the indicator was the 3 and the 9 both had to kind of be below the 50, which saved us from some of the not so great entries. It saved us from taking the bad ones. But currently the way this is set up is that it'll alert us when the 3 crosses the 50, primarily because the speed, especially when you get down to the smaller time frames, we don't want it to lag any more than indicators already do. So the rules of the strategy are as follows. If price, the 3 EMA, is below the 50 SMA, and the green and or faster MACD is below the 0 on the 5-minute chart, what you're doing is you're going down to the 1-minute chart and looking for entries. How you're going to enter is pretty simple. All you're looking for is either a 3 and 9 cross, that's an entry. This fast MACD closing on the other side of the 0, that's an entry. So you can tell that gold has kind of been fooling right here. It's not a great example, but I will try to zoom out just to give you some idea. Once you're trending, once you're going in this right direction, somewhere in and around here is where you're going to have had it's going to line up on the 5-minute chart for a buy. And what's going to happen is here you would take your entry. When price comes down and retests the 0, okay, or you get a 3 and a 9 touch kind of spread cross, preferably, you're going to take another entry. Here you're going to take another entry. Here you would take an entry. You wouldn't know this would have happened yet. There would be no way of knowing. So to be honest, this is an entry. The whole theory behind all of this is you're not going to be wrong very often. You're always going to use a trade manager, a trailing stop. So your management of the trade should be 10 times what any of you guys are familiar or comfortable with. Just to interrupt, Jamie AN is making a lower low. I see it right there. Just so, Yep. All right. So to continue, the whole theory behind this is number one, you use amazing trade management. So you should have a trade manager, number one. You can even go as far as to put an extra trailing stop loss, take profit. This should be managed to the nth power, okay, to the 19th bajillionth power. That's how much you should be managing this. Your accuracy is going to be extremely high. But in theory, you're only going to be wrong at the beginning of the trend and the end of the trend. The majority of the time, the probabilities are you will only be wrong a handful of times. There'll be some times where you get a strong pullback in the middle of it. But in general, you're moving so much with the trend that you're not going to be wrong. Your stop loss is about 20, 25 pips, depending on the pair and the movement and the broker and the spread and all the things that are out of my control. So you have to take some ownership. And then, of course, your take profit would be somewhere in and around 10 pips. We're playing with that. I do not recommend you trying to get that little bit of greed. I've done it. We've all done it, where we say, hey, we're going for 11 pips and 12 pips. Because typically, even that one little pip is enough to really offset the accuracy. So we are going for 10 pips consistently. Now, because we're using a trade manager, that doesn't come out in the wash per se. And then the reason why is some of them are and you'll get a lot more than that out of it just because the trade manager. But once you hit 10 pips, you need to lock some of them in, because statistically and tested, this strategy works. So now it's just the balance of learning how to compound it. The last tip I would give you is in terms of compounding. One of the members had mentioned, I think it comes down more to psychology, but I will throw it in here anyways. When you compound trade by trade, the issue is on that fifth or sixth trade or that ninth or 10th trade, your lot size is essentially probably 4 times what it is on the first trade. So a suggestion we came up with, and a different way I've traded on different accounts, mostly for my swings, is every day, instead of changing the lot size every trade, if we took 5 or 10 trades today, take them the same size. So if you're doing a 0.05, all your trades stay as a 0.05. And if tomorrow your compound sheet says your account balance is this high, so you're going to use this lot size, use that lot size on all the trades you take that day. Whether it be, we're going for about 5 to 10 trades a day. Sometimes we hit it, sometimes we don't. But this isn't meant to be high stress. Scalping has enough, blood pressure issues, and it's really not mentally good.
Totally.
So that's the
Yeah.
whole thing we're doing. Okay. We want to make
Cool.
it really chill, not so intense. And of course, we don't trade more than 3 hours. We'd never take more than 3 losses. I would say 2 hours if it was me, because 2 hours is plenty enough. We definitely don't keep trading if we took 3 losses, and we don't take more than 10 trades. If you do that, you should be anywhere between 4, 5, 6 figures within X amount of weeks, depending on your personal skill set, your own issues, your own psychological stuff you've got to, grow and work through, your broker, your fees, your spreads, your commissions, and your ability to adapt and learn this strategy.
Yeah.
Does
Cool.
that answer everyone's
That
questions?
sounds
This works.
amazing. So, sorry, Jen, just on the, I think my reception's going out.
No, we can hear you, I promise.
Cool. Okay, cool. Sorry, just on the entries, would you mind just saying that again? So we've changed it now so I understand the 5 minute, and then we come down to the 1 minute, and we're looking just at the MACD, was it? Not so much the crossover now, did you say?
No, sir.
Sorry, I think I
no, it's okay.
got confused there.
No, it's okay. We all are learning with where we're at. So real quick, what we're looking for on the 1 minute chart is this 3 and the 9 cross. So in this case, we would have got it here. But of course I was talking, so when we're missing it. Actually, I think I might have caught that just because of those one weird penny orders I had. But either way, what we're looking for is for this MACD to close above the zero, This is your entry. So here, let me go to my little annotate thingy, my Bobby. There we go. This is an entry. Oh, of course I picked an awful color. Go me. Right? This is an entry. This is a little choppy. Those arrows are real big to kind of see it, but that's an entry. This is an entry. Notice how most of the time these are going to line up. This and this most of the time lines up. Okay. Now I do have another way to enter these trades, but people were getting so lost and they were taking the last entry without knowing what they were doing. So I stopped discussing the fractal breaks. There's a fractal break strategy I've given to a few people that I really perfected and I've done exceptionally well with. Jamie, for example, he was able to grow a small account to, I don't know if it was 14,000 or some amount of dollars using that fractal break strategy. But I don't want to combine it with this if you guys aren't there yet. So for the sake of trying to help us grow, for right now, I'm leaving the fractal break topic out, particularly on these smaller timeframes, because it's a lot for people to grasp and understand what they're doing. So Dustin,
Yeah,
this
cool.
version of the MACD will be available. It's just not yet. We had a holiday week, and then Scott's been in and out. I've been in and out. So we are working on a way to code it. And I think we've made a decision, but we will talk sometime this week and make that decision. There is a video. I have so many chart setups, guys. This exact chart setup is pretty simple. I'll go over it one more time. This one right here has clear all my drawings. There we go. This is the 3 and the 9 EMA. Okay, those are, you can do that. 50 SMA. Okay, this I just added because I'm kind of playing with it. I have it dropped on several charts just to learn it and watch the way it flows. I'm really big on the ADR, so understanding this would probably be an asset, and I don't know much about it, so this isn't important. I also have my fractals. You don't need those. I prefer them, but you don't need those. I don't typically have this buy sell super easy 15-minute, but I have it right now only because somebody was, referencing it. So we put it on here for the sake of the call. And then of course, this is technically just two MACDs. One of them is the 12, 26, and 9, which is the most commonly used MACD across the board. That one is in magenta. That's the one that actually shows your signal line as well. And then one of them, the green one, is 5, 15, and 1. And they're varied intentionally. So I believe it was Scott or somebody pointed out that this is technically, comparable to the crossover on the other MACD. He is not wrong, but the way this one works, I see it best. I've taken time to learn how to use this, especially on other strategies. So that's literally all that's on my chart. I mean, you can toss ADX, you can toss TDI or whatever else that your eyes see. I would highly recommend you don't overcomplicate it, because then you're going to really overdo your, thinking. And then of course that weakens you. So in order to get the MACDs together, all you're going to do is you're going to come here. Silly me. I think I know what I'm doing sometimes. Okay, so we would go to oscillators. We would drag and drop the MACD on the chart if you're watching what I'm doing. Okay, hit OK. And now watch, I'm going to drag and drop another MACD on the same chart. So I notice how I didn't just drag and drop it on the window. I dropped it on the same spot. And I'll make this one blue just so you can see that they're both there. You probably won't be able to see that anyway, because, yeah, whatever. You can't see it because it's underneath it. Of course, I'm silly.
Jenny, remember that the basic dual MACD is also loaded up in the group. Just it doesn't have the arrows and stuff.
Okay, that's right. So Scott has actually already created the basic dual MACD. It's already loaded in the group, the scalping group. So you have access to that as well. And that's just a custom indicator you can drag and drop. So I think that answers most of everybody's questions and what we're doing. And then as for these calls, all we're really looking for is, I really want it to be an open kind of hangout environment. We can talk about life, we can joke, we can BS, keep it positive. We can't really put music on, especially if we're recording, because YouTube kicks us off. However, the whole idea is, if I have got gold on my screen and let's say GU, I'm hoping that Josh will have GJ on his screen, and maybe Aliqua, she'll have silver. And then accumulatively between all of us, we're going to have enough pairs that we can pop in and out of these trades so quickly that getting 10 trades, especially like when we're in a good flow, we can get 10 trades in an hour. I mean, we can, doesn't mean it's always going to work that way, because you can only be in one or two at a time, depending on your percentage that you're going with, your leverage, your situation. That's not on me. So depending on how you're trading, you can only be in a few at a time, but these sometimes only take like literally a minute or two to close. Maybe 10, 15 minutes, you get stuck in one, but they don't take very long. So that's the ultimate goal, is that we're each collectively collaborating. We're looking at a few pairs. We take turns switching, sharing screens. We hang out. We discuss life, and it's okay. So we could be talking about the most sensitive issue. Sorry, bad manners, I know. No matter what the thing is we're talking about on a personal level, if somebody says, oh my gosh, GJ's moving, we get an entry on 1 minute. We're trusting that you comprehend the strategy enough to know that it already aligns on the 5 minute. And when you call that out, we're all going to hop to that chart, maybe take the trade. And then between us, getting 5 to 10 trades, that's easy. And if we get this good, I don't mind spending a day where we did stay up for London. I'm going to have way too much coffee, but maybe we'll go super early London time and just go all the way into New York and see how many trades we can take in a day. I mean, this would be probably your demo account, or just play with it so you guys can get the hang of. Other groups call those blackouts, lockouts, where they do things in a certain way. They're a lot of fun. They are not recorded, primarily because we have music on. Some people fall asleep and snore into the phone. Like, it's really just cool. You're hanging out. We Google stuff. It's that kind of environment. And when that happens, they've never done the whole how many trades can you take in a time, but they do max out there. They do 48% growth, just to give you an idea of how aggressive it is. You blow a lot of accounts, but you grow a lot too. So I would probably do it differently. If I was running the show, what I would do is say, okay, so we're going to stay on this for, 6 to 8 hours. Some of us will hop on and off because we have children and lives. And we'll just take every trade that comes up between these 6 pairs, and we're going to keep trading it over and over and over again. We could probably find 50 entries in that time. If the market was nice to us that day, 50. If not, 30 easy.
And I'd like to chime in for just a second too. In the last 2 days, not including anything I've taken today, I was taking really small lots, 0.03s on a $500 demo account, and took 8 trades total, 1 loser. The risk on that at a 0.03 was about 1.2%, and I made 2.5% per day each day. You compound that over a month, that's 50% gains. I mean, even taking small shots at it is not bad.
You take it only 8 trades a day, or 8 trades in total?
I'm sorry, say that again.
8 trades a day or 8 trades in total?
8 trades in total.
That's awesome. That's phenomenal. Guys, so you can hear like the way he talks, like some people are just getting it. They're really understanding that, okay, so if I do this, this is one of many. And if you don't, this one doesn't work for you, no hard feelings. There are some things that I know work that, honest to God, just don't work for me. And that we're each a little differently. But if you're willing to stay the course, learn these different skill sets, what you're learning is financial freedom. What you're learning is self-control and psychology, self-growth, but also you're learning literally a chance to like print money. Some of the people I work with, they'll bust out $5,000, $10,000 before lunch, and then they'll just stop trading for the week. They'll be like, okay, fine. They'll bust out $1,000 today and say, okay, I don't need anything else for the rest of the week, because you don't need much when your bills are paid and you're good. It's a whole different world. There's no stress in this. It's we can talk smack about Eric, who stole my Australian 200 trade. I think it's all his fault. If y'all want the truth, it's 1,000% his fault. But we could talk a little mess and joke, but really most of us who are doing okay, like, it's not so much hard feelings. It's more, it's chill. We're growing, we're learning. It's just fun. We lose.
I actually had Scott's working on an indicator for me that combines your coffee with the odd 2,200. So it was not me, it's your coffee.
Oh, it's my coffee.
Yeah.
Really?
Scott's going to share that with the group next week.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
My nasty coffee?
Yep.
Okay. Listen to you.
I did take it back up for 40 pips right now too.
Let's see. I saw that. I saw what was it? US 30. It was awesome. That was a great.
That's the reason why you got a big more to go.
Let's see. I didn't hear you, Jamie. I'm sorry.
EU 200's got a gap to fill. If you go to the 5 minute, you'll see it to the left. So you got a long way to go here.
Have you checked that? Actually, I see 2 gaps on that, 3 gaps on that broker. But have you checked it on TradingView to see if it's there too?
No, it's not on TradingView. It doesn't show on TradingView. The gaps really don't show on TradingView, but it shows green on Google's way.
Huh.
And one thing about EU 200, it loves to fill gaps. So get ready.
You know what? This pair took a car from me last week, you guys. Seriously.
We have a big on GU on the 1 minute. I would wait for the next candle to close. After this candle that's forming, possibly we want to have maybe 5 to 10 pips we can snatch out the market on GU.
Let's take a look. So now that I've explained that strategy, because of what Scott created based off of my little strategy here, I can have two different pairs up at the same time. And worst case, I'll click between the time frames. But essentially, that's how we were doing it. So let me see if I answered everyone's questions. Let's see. Do we avoid pairs with news? Yes and no. We have to be careful, but news makes the market move. So as we learn and as we grow, we have to be free to be able to talk. So for swing trading, for safe trading, the answer always is avoid the news. But to be honest, we also all know that when we back test stuff, when we look at the charts and we see what rules applied, we're not seeing what the news did. And most of the time, the news is what made the moves. The news is what made the market move. So you have to take that with a grain of salt and decide your tolerance for risk. Decide who you are and who you want to be. That's 1,000% up to you. We can't decide that for you no matter what. So I'm not gonna like suggest that we go straddle there's a strategy called straddling for news, particularly for NFP and for big news events. I'm not suggesting we do that. But for example, today has a pretty big news for the US dollar. The odds are, if we're on the right side of that, that's how we'll catch 10, 20, 30, 40 pips. The odds are, if we're willing to trade some gold on Friday and we trade it in the right direction, I'm not saying to trade it at the second the news comes out, but that's how we'll catch the pips. And again, when you have a trade manager and you're doing it smart, you're doing it wise, then it's not so bad. So this was a small account. It started with 150. I got it up to like 210, but like I lost internet last night. So my trade manager, I had closed all of my brokers on my VPS. Therefore, my trade managers weren't running. I closed them so I could reboot before the call. I got in the habit of doing that because it just speeds it up quite a bit. So needless to say, all of my brokers were running, were not running, and I didn't get a chance to get back in or do all the stuff that I would have done. So now I'm back down to, I think, $202 from 150 started on Monday. And again, it's nothing major. It's not a whole bunch of money. It's just something. So this is how we do it. We learn this skill set. So totally up to you. Ultimately, you have to grow and learn yourself what you want to do. So how do you set the bullish bearish fractal form alert? So we'll definitely watch this again. So that little doohickey on the bottom is Scott's creation, and we're working on it. So again, we're working on it, guys. Just simmer down. We're getting there. So we are working on it. The EA I'm using, we're gonna look at that next week. But guys, keep in mind it's the holidays, just so y'all know. It's the holidays, and I just realized that I actually don't have like 4 weeks till Christmas. I have like a week and a half. So Amazon's about to love me. Have to order a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna have to ship it all around the world. But yeah, so we're gonna do the best we can and get that out. So everybody on the same page. Are there any questions that I can help you understand or answer? Any at all? Because this would be the great recording to send people to. I don't know how far into the recording we are. Hold on. Let's see, 23 minutes ago. So in 23 minutes with talking and BSing, like we've went through it pretty extensively. Anything else? Peekaboo.
Hey, Jenny, can you hear me?
Yes, Robert.
Your Aussie friend here. I'm just looking at the UJ. Looks like it's nearly there. Just the MACD, the fast one, needs a little bit more. But just thought I'd ask your thoughts on it.
Okay, I'll pull it up. Also, I did see, that's why it's great when you guys talk. The last thing I did not mention is you really have to be mindful and use this on fast moving pairs. Very difficult to get 10 pips out of pairs that only move, I don't know why this is 0, but only move, say, 30, 40 pips a day. Makes it real hard to get 10 pips. So you can technically use it on slower movers such as this, but be mindful that you might not get the full 10 pips. So you have to manage it accordingly. So being that this is not a 100 pip a day kind of mover, you'd probably be going for like 5 pips, give or take, just to be on the safe side, which means you need to revamp the risk and reward. But now that we're looking at it, here's what we're seeing. Let's just keep to the rules. This is the 1 minute chart. This indicator is telling us that we're in the right direction on the 5, but because that you guys don't have access to that, I'm going to do my due diligence and come to the 5 to show you. This is USD JPY 5 minute chart. We are below the 50. We are below the 0 on our fast MACD, and our slow MACD is also below the 0. So now if I hop to the 1 minute chart, okay, I'm looking for my rules. If you miss an entry, don't chase these trades because that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. This is way too fast. Way, way too fast. You will miss it. Come on, silly butt. Hold on. I just look like a, well, fine. See if I care. It doesn't want me to do it. Hold on. Let's see.
While you're fighting your computer, I just mentioned that the dual MACD that everybody has access to right now does show the bias.
Oh, see, there you go. And Jason, if you're brand new, sweetie, I just spent 23 minutes going over it again. And there's a video also in the chat that's pinned to the scalping chat. So start there, mull it over a little bit, think on it, write down all your questions, and then take a break, go on a walk, don't watch it again. Give yourself some time to kind of process it, come back to it, watch it again. And from there, if you're still having questions, by all means, come on these calls, step up. We're going to pick on you. Welcome to the family, and it'll be good. Okay. But I just spent 23 minutes going over all the rules. It's in the first 23 minutes of this video, which is December 4th. And then, of course, we have it in the pinned post. So it should answer 99% of any question you guys can have. Fractals don't have settings. They come standard. And we're not using fractals, just to be on the same page. Back to Robert. So my little drawing is closed. This is what we're looking for. So we have 1 bar below the 0, and we're good with that. We had our crossover, which of course is now not circled. Clear all. Across here, we have 1 bar. I said that we wanted the second bar because that means this first one is closed. So that would be our entry. Now, granted, I don't really trade this pair for this strategy because it doesn't move fast enough. So you have to bear that in mind. That's your entry. Anywhere in
I'll explain too that the arrow showing for the MACD cross, it's showing on the first close with the idea that you're watching what the second one is doing so you can get an early enough entry. I'm not waiting for the second close because sometimes the move is gone.
There you go. So we're trying.
Very cool.
We have a strategy, but he's trying to make it work in real time. So we originally programmed it with the original rules, but we have to speed it up because indicators lag to begin with. So Scott, can you say that one more time just so people grabbed it?
So this one, the version that Jenny is running will be available soonish. I just have to get a couple people to test this thing and make sure that the licensing and everything is working, but it's all written. So what I said is that the arrow that shows up for the MACD cross, the fast MACD crossing over the 0 line, it appears after the first close below the 0 line or above the 0 line, depending on the direction you're running. And then the idea is that you're watching it for the second one forming to see if it's moving in your direction. You might not want to wait until the second one closes.
No, the rules are not that we wait till the second one closes. The rules are we wait for the first one to close.
Okay, well, that's where the arrow appears.
Yeah. Hey, is there any way we can make the arrow a little bit more opaque, however you say that word, I can't say.
Yes, but sometimes when the line is crossing within the arrow, you can't really see the lines. And so I left an open arrow so that it would be visible back behind it.
Well, no, so like, let's keep it open, number one. But you see how thick the 0 line is? So
yeah, unfortunately, I'm using a symbol for that. if I change it to lines, it's just, it's more difficult. I can get there from here,
Okay.
but because those are actually open, you can see things that are sitting behind it.
Gotcha. Okay, so keep the open arrow, but is there any way to make it either A, a little smaller, or B, a little bit, you know how you can change the color from like see-through to solid? Is that
Right, the arrow colors and I think the arrow color is set to be the same as the color showing for the lots, but the arrow size is adjustable in the settings.
Well, see, you're a genius. Maybe I should try that. I was really wanting you, Jay, actually to come back up to re-enter a cell. I got knocked out of that. Edit. Okay.
No, actually, the color of the trigger arrow is independently settable. So size of trigger arrow, color of trigger arrow, it's about halfway down the list of settings.
Ta-da. Let's try a 3. No, baby. Come on. Okay. All right, guys. Are you guys all looking for trades? Because we're working and we're teaching. You guys got to work with me. Size of the trigger arrow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little better because you see now it's not so big. I like that better. This is set at 3. I didn't change the color. I didn't change anything else at all. I like that.
Scott, is Jenny's MACD different? Hers says bearish and mine's still on neutral.
What time frame?
I'm on the 1 minute.
On gold,
Even if I go to the 5 minute like you are, it still says neutral.
oh, she's just flipping back and forth now. You must be on a different broker.
One's UJ, the other's gold.
You're on Hugo's way, right, Jenny?
Yes, sir. Live.
I am as well. Mine says neutral.
So this is Hugo's Way live account. Real. Sorry. So
Yep.
that brings me to my final point on this nice recorded call. We don't have any control over that. So everyone's computer, we went over this yesterday, actually, internet, probably why I got stopped out because I was talking smack about the internet, but it blocked me last night. It heard my speech. We can't control that. So we've noticed that even with a live broker, the price is never the exact same. And then you could be in the same room as your buddy, logged into the same broker, same internet, different computers, and the price is still slightly variable, which is one of the reasons why scalping as a whole is so risky, is because it's such a variable experience. It's variable from you to me, from broker to broker, from night to day, from different parts of the world, internet, and so many other things. So knowing and being able to follow your rules is essential, and being able for us to call it out. It's never going to be exact on each other's screen, ever. And for somebody who said, let's do the gold sell in the chat, try to speak up when you guys can. If you guys are able, it's way easier, especially when calling out a trade. If we had taken this trade here, provided it was ready, let's find out if it was. That would be fine. But I'm truthfully like, hold on, let's see. 5 minute. So it wasn't ready here. We're just now getting to this point. So can we get 10 pips from where we're at currently? We're breaking that fractal level, which I don't want to confuse you guys with, but that is knowledge that's useful. Can we get our 10 pips out of it? Probably. Easily. But we're opening New York right now, so we want to be mindful of that. What time is that big US news today, guys? Does anybody know?
Got CAD, huge news on CAD at 9 o'clock.
Huge news on. Wait a minute, guys. Doesn't
About 45 minutes.
no, SM non-marketing PMI is today US dollar. Crude inventory is 1030. That's going to shake the market.
Yeah, we already had non-farm payroll already. We're about to have the yellow folder news at 5:45. I'm sorry, at 9:45, the final service PMI. And then 15 minutes after that, as the gentleman said, at 9 o'clock, BOC rate statement for CAD. So we have actually two CAD newses at 9 o'clock, and then we have red folder news ISM non-manufacturer PMI. So yeah, we got some heavy hitters coming up.
NFP's on Friday, 8:30.
That CAD news, that would be a good time, especially the yellow folder news where it's not too risky. That's a good time to take it for a ride. It's not as risky. It's not red folder news. So I would definitely have GBP CAD up. And in terms of the US dollar, maybe that's what was making it act a little funny, because I know they had something with non-farm payroll today. I'm pretty sure.
The ADP report comes out today. It's a free report for NFP.
The free report.
Yeah, it's the ADP version.
Yeah, and then there's a 10:30 report from the U.S. about the oil that's important.
So for those of you who are still in USD CAD for the swing, make sure you're careful. Make sure your stop is in profit. Most of us are up, but CAD is going to be shaken with all that oil news. We could scalp oil the same way. Your trade manager is not going to work if you try to scalp it with his trade manager. It will not work. It just won't. So oil at that time, that would be a great go-to. Oil is a lot of fun to trade, but it's weird to count, kind of like the indices. Super, super weird.
By the way, whoever was asking about your one indicator showing neutral and the other showing bullish, check the version of the indicator that you have. I produced one that was just MACD S2F and then one MACD S2F version 2. Version 2 is faster.
We had to speed it up. So that's what I was saying about the whole 3 and the 9, and then of course the one line below the 0. We had to speed it up for the sake of indicator. We're bouncing off the ADR high on US oil already.
Yep. I was just looking at that same thing.
Huh. A lot of people trade that ADR high and they traded, the rejection off of it or the break of it. All right. GJ is teasing. Thank you, Josh. You guys see them. I'm going to draw down on GU. We haven't really called any trades this morning, which means we're slacking, but we need to. That's part of teaching, guys. The more we teach, the less we trade. So for everybody on this call who's got questions, your ultimate questions still result in you wanting to make money. And I'm trying to get a backbone and speak a little bit more directly. So every question you're asking it's coming and stemming from a place of you wanting to make money. The best way to make money is for us to trade more on these calls and teach less, just so we understand the setup and the purpose. So when we're getting a little headstrong and we're saying, hey, we went over the rules, we got to get back to trading, it's because the more time we spend teaching and explaining, the less time we spend trading and managing, which ultimately is how we'll find 10 trades. So that first week when Jamie he was my bulldog, as he would say. It's bulldog, right? Or hound dog. It's something. He's a dog, though. Really tough, powerful dog. When we got through more than 10 trades or about 10 trades every day, it's because anytime somebody who was popping in and asking questions, he's like, nope, it's in the video. We're taking trades. Nope, listen, Linda. Nope, listen. So just so you guys know and understand that we do love you. We do care. And we want to go through questions when we can, but we have to stay true to being able.
We're about to get a 3-9 cross on gold.
I gotta go back to gold. Back to gold. On the down or the up?
Yep. Down. We're bearish.
I know. So was it the news that popped it up then?
I don't know. I'll tell you that huge bullish candle, that thing happened in about a second.
This one.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You got a gap. I didn't see a gap on the demo count, but it's that was just amazingly fast.
Well, I caught some of it, luckily, but this is the 5-minute chart.
Okay, FYI, we have a perfect ascending channel forming on GU on the 15-minute. We have divergence on the MACD. We got some movement happening on GU. Be prepared that this thing is about to drop. Be prepared.
Okay. Different trade. Hold on.
Good God, what trade is that?
That's just USD CAD.
Oh yeah, the one I was a dummy in and put a 0.01 lot size in. Yeah, yeah. Jeez Louise, I can't believe I did that.
It's not a fast mover.
Yeah, but shoot, that thing done dropped what, almost 40 pips since I got in it? Let me see, I got in at 32.97.6 and the thing's at 32.65.1. I mean, come on, that was 30 pips, man. What I would have done with a standard? Please.
Thinking, Jamie.
Look, you got in when I got in. Are you serious, Jenny? Really? You got a like secret camera in my office or something? You watch me while I work? Really?
Clearly, I'm following you all the way.
Oh, whatever.
No, for real. You don't even know.
Hey, that is exactly where I got in at.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's exactly my entry. Yeah.
Jen is going to do the same thing. Well, actually, is doing the same thing.
Hey, Jamie, when you made that call yesterday, it lined up with the triple arrows on the 4-hour and 1-hour thing. I forgot who pointed it out in the chat, but someone said it matched up, and I did take a look, and I swung it through.
Oh, for UCAD?
Yeah, for UCAD. Somebody put in chat yesterday that it lined up, and I did take a look, and it all lined up.
That's awesome. Well, again, I'm just trying to teach you guys different ways to see the market, is because I don't think any one thing is law. And I think part of the reason why I'm a good trader is because I don't think any one thing is law. And I don't mean trading view. I don't mean the arrows. I don't mean anything. I just try to look at the market from a very all around standpoint of, okay, so what is this doing? Any one thing that the market tells us, guys, is check 1, and anything else would be check 2 and check 3. Guys, I don't want to sell. I know that everyone's waiting for this to sell. I don't want to sell gold. I want to buy it based off of my personal bias. So I'm not taking these entries on gold, just so you guys know. So if I go to the 5-minute, yes, technically we're in bearish territory, but we're just closing from that huge spike. So we're waiting for it to line up on our rules, and I'll take an entry on gold. It's real easy on gold. So as for GU, this is the 5-minute chart. We have a nice crossover. We are mudgeons, as my mother would say, away from the 50. I changed this to the 33 just for my personal pleasure because I really like it. And I'm working on some of the things, so I want to be able to see it at all times.
Jenny, look at GN.
GN, yes, ma'am.
It's dropping up.
Does it line up with the rules on the 5-minute chart?
Yeah, I was already in profit.
Okay, so she's stingy over there. She's taking trades, not even telling us about it. That's what kind of girl
I did. I said GN is doing the same thing, which I said GN is doing the same thing as GU, and y'all was like, yeah, I was just like, okay.
You
I don't
got
have that much, but it's pulling back.
That's the person who has two dozen cookies won't give up one.
That's That's my daughter. She's so headstrong.
I guess Derek is wide awake now.
Yeah, he is. My daughter's like that. She's so headstrong, you guys. Like seriously, we had a word about it last night. I love that her strength. I know where she gets it, but she got to learn a little bit of a gentler, more peaceful side. So,
I wonder where she gets it from.
I know she's so headstrong. I was headstrong too, and then
Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Keep dropping. Keep dropping.
Which one?
GN is dropping.
GU, GN. I told y'all. Yes.
Doing the same thing.
Oh, we getting a doggone shaky on now, baby.
Shaky.
Does it line up to take an entry on GU? Yes. 1 minute.
9 pips in profit, 10 pips in profit, closing at 12 pips to cover the spread. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
That spread is going to get you in trouble. It's just going to take one time. So I'm taking an entry on GU. That's the first one that'll count all morning. We're slacking, you guys. We're an hour into not trading. Yeah.
I hope people are starting to turn into professional signal takers in this group.
Well, I want you guys to start calling out trades. I'm really waiting for gold. I want gold to line up. We're still neutral. I got to ride some of it. We are officially above the 5th. So why is this saying neutral then? See, we're above.
Yeah, refresh it, Jenny.
15.5. Neutral.
Well, the green MACD is not above the 0 line.
True. You're right. Fine. You're right. You're right.
And you're on a 5, so it's reading the 15, right?
Yeah, correct. Look at you guys. Look how much stuff you know now. No.
Closing my trade. I'm out.
You, Jenny.
I'm out. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I just got in on that fractal break, so I'm happy with that. I'll still hold it. I'll take another one. So you guys should, yeah.
Whew. Boy, that felt good.
Oh, that felt good. What was your lot size?
1.77.
Nice. Do you guys know how much he just made on that little 10, 12 pip drop? Who can do the math?
177.
Mm-hmm.
So the 30 pips on UCAD, which is a really slow mover, if you had 11 standards on that, how much did you make?
Oh my God, Jesus.
3,300.
Not bad, right?
Mm.
So you pay the Bitcoin fees and you pay the AFX fees and you pay everybody their little piece of the pie fees. So then what? You take your money and you go on with your day.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I should have put 11 standards instead of 0.1. Maybe next time.
Hey, Eric, guess what?
Someday we'll get there.
You know what? This guy trades like hundreds of standards, and he pushes me to my limits, like beyond belief. I'm like, okay, I don't even know how you could not die. And I know it's all psychological because if you take the numbers out of it and you say, okay, I'm just taking this according to this, it's different. But dude trades 500 standards, minimum. He goes hard. He's got multiple 6-7 figure accounts, and he just plops it on there like it's no one's business. Like, okay.
My whole family could retire on one trade.
That's
wow.
You have no idea. Like, it's insane. Like, he closes instantly, instantly. It's scary for anybody who's ever actually got to those huge lot sizes. It's massively scary. It takes a whole nother level of psychology. And I'm working on it. So I'm at the point where I can handle anything less than the 3 figures of standards, but I get to 3 figures of standards and 3 figures of, 6 figures in my account. I don't know what it is. It's something psychological. You guys have to grow through your levels. I have to grow through mine. And I don't know what it is. Like, I lose my mind a little. I get stupid, or I don't know what it is. I got to work on it. So 99 cents. Anything more, and it's straight dumbness. Dumbness.
Like it. It's only money.
So if this wasn't neutral, this would be We're still above the 50, technically. We're not aligning yet on gold. Not at all. Yeah. Whose phone is whistling at them?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's me. I'm shutting down all my trades. I've made my quota for the day.
Look at you. Good job.
Well, I'm shutting it down. I got one still running. Well, I have two still running. I got UCAD still running, and I got US 30 still running.
Are you still holding the sell?
No, I actually got kicked out yesterday, and I was just waiting for a re-entry. So I got in about 20 minutes ago.
For a sell?
Yes.
You're looking for the continuation.
Ah, you know me so well.
Let's see. That's awesome. Hey, Jamie, you tell me when you entered on that.
Huh? I entered at 27,599.17.
You tell me when you put a standard in that, okay?
Okay, I will. You want to run with me if I do?
Okay, I'll run with you.
Okay, cool. All right, give me to January 15th, and we'll run it together.
A standard indices. I've never, other than CoinEx, which we know doesn't count.
Well, look, if we do that, let's do a standard on AUS 200.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll run a standard on AUS 200.
You're looking.
I'm not gonna leave out.
We're gonna leave. We're not leaving you out, Lequa. We're not leaving you. We're not
I'm putting
leaving
20,000 standard doing it.
Indices are no joke, guys. I don't know why. I love people who show pictures of CoinEx and they show like 20 standards on US 30. I'm like, yeah, on CoinEx you did.
Yeah, on CoinEx. Yeah, let's go with the big boys. Let's go to Hugo's way. You want to go ahead and talk trash? Let's go. I bet they shut up there.
I want to see
AFX.
Yeah,
Let's just do AFX.
Oh, that
live,
was
real. No demo.
You guys, I don't know if I could do that. I would be like, maybe not for me. I don't know.
Derek going to fund our accounts.
Yeah,
we got the big money.
What's that
Hey,
place?
let me tell you, talking about big time gambling in the late 80s, I used to do a Comdex show, which used to be the world's largest computer show in Vegas. And I was cutting through a casino, and I walked into a room where a guy was gambling by himself. He had about $30 million on the table, $250,000 chips. And he had two big Samoans next to him, looked like statues. They were guards. I was like, uh-oh, wrong room. He was gambling like $10 million a move. And this was in the 80s.
I can't even.
$250,000 chips. And I was like, uh-oh, wrong room. Everyone busted out laughing. I mean, I wasn't even the size of one of the Samoans' legs. Those dudes were huge. They were guarding that money on the table.
Yep.
That was gambling.
Hey, Jenny, question for you on that gold one. On the 5 minute, we've just broken down below the 50 MA again. So do we wait for the candle to close before we calling ourselves below it, or can we take trades based on that?
So on the 5 minute, we're below this, but our 3 and our candle technically is below. This is not. You have 36 more seconds for it to close. So we know it's going to close below the 0. I mean, below the 50.
Right.
We know. Gold might play a little bit too with NFP week. It's moving pretty choppy. We can't catch everything, so that's just real. I don't like it. I don't like what it's doing right now in terms of how it's moving. I want it to pick a direction so we can ride it. And it's not picking a direction.
Yeah, I've been sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I took this one on the fractal break, but I'm pretty confident we're going to get enough of a pullback. US GU hit one of my fractals from my 4-hour chart on a different alert system I have. So I was pretty confident I can get my 10 pips, and it was a fractal break. I'm confident with that. But as for gold, we're dropping lower. That's your entry. It's not what I want to take as an entry, but that is your entry. That's it. Take your trade. Okay, that's it.
All right, we might be looking for a reversal on UCAD. US pairs by themselves alone are trying to make a move. This may be a fake out, so guys, just be careful.
It's all feels like a fake out. What time is it? It's 9:30.
Okay, yeah, be careful, guys. If you can't handle it, don't trade. Please don't, because I don't want anybody to blow their account.
US 30 is reversing. It's going up.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying. Be careful, guys. Be careful, because this may be a Lulu.
Uh-oh, that's a higher high, Jamie.
Damn it.
Did it knock you out right there?
No, not yet. I got my stop loss at I'm risking 250, 27708.53.
That's awful on that account. Ugh.
Shit. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna get this one. If I have to hedge it, I'll hedge it. I'm not closing this doggone trade.
On gold, you should be up on gold.
Damn it. Come on, baby. Don't do that right now. Not right now.
That's 2 entries we took together. Is protected and I'm out. I'm taking another trade. That will be my 3rd trade on gold. Come on, because it's going to that ADR low. It's going right here.
AUD NZD is still holding, is still hovering. It's not really moving much right now.
Sell gold. That's 3 entries right there. That's 1 on GU, 2 on gold. Sell it. You can probably take this at least twice to that ADR low. That's where it's going.
Yeah.
Give it a minute. That's all it's gonna do is play around. US.
How much time we got? How much time we got on news?
How much time on news, guys? Who's got news up? 9:30. No, so 23 minutes until the next major US news.
We probably need somebody with Twitter up too to see if Trump's saying anything
Well,
stupid.
where's Avery?
I know, right?
Our president is never saying nothing. He's a quiet guy.
Oh,
He's not saying anything. He's in London.
He breathes and people freak out. So
Yeah, he's in London anyway, guys.
With his favorite mayor, huh?
Yeah.
on 100 pips or what? 100 pips on US 30. Gold is dropping again. Be careful. You can take probably 1 to 2 more entries that would equal 5. It's going here. That's where it's going to go.
Did someone call my name?
Hey, yeah, what's up, Twitter? Where's our Twitter news expert guy? What's going on?
Trump's not saying anything right now.
We had to pick
The only
on.
thing, the only thing that's happening is nothing. The only data we had was the same old data. No hopes for a trade deal in the next couple weeks or so. Too much China turmoil in Hong Kong, so nothing new. Just everybody's playing around.
Hey guys, I figure I want to throw this at you real quick. Now, isn't it interesting how AU 200 hit an all-time new high, and that same day or the next day is either was the same day or was within an 8-hour period. Pumpkin Man sat up there and made the statement about calling tariffs on Argentina and Australia and all the other those little areas around there, and they're calling tariffs on steel and everything else. Isn't that interesting how he made that statement and AU 200 dropped like a pile of you know what?
No, Jamie, it's not interesting because the same strategies we use, he uses the same ones too. He just has a huge trade account and he trades right under the desk.
Yeah, I was being a little facetious, but you are so right, Avery. You are so right.
It's bad.
Trump's in the business too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So there was some TV show, and I don't know a whole bunch about politics, but the concept, one of the things they discussed was how the politicians, you know, they'll flood the market. So when they need something to happen, they need money to move. They'll, you know, and fake news. I'm not to sound like Trump. This was way before Trump was ever president, but they'll flood the market with another story, with another whatever. They'll make it move. They'll make up the story. They'll do whatever they need to make the market move, because they have way more money in that one thing than we've ever seen in our lives. So we're excited when we're like, hey, we're gonna get to 99 standard, you know, we're gonna get to 100 standard. But these people have millions of dollars on a single point on that trade, so they don't care. Like they know they just have to pump it with one little bit of information, and that's it.
Right. And Trump's been a businessman before I was born, so of course that's why he loves Twitter so much.
He does love it. Yes. Well, at least he's not making it off the back of our American soldiers, okay? So I'll give him that.
Yeah, right. If you only knew what I knew.
Exactly.
If you only knew.
If you only knew, girl. If you only knew.
You forgot, Jenny, that we had movement coming towards the Middle East recently, and I'll just shut up.
There you go. Look, I can't talk about it. I don't know. This line is not recorded for any purposes, so we're not talking.
Next subject, please.
I think it's just the info.
How's the weather?
Oh my God, chilly here. How
Cold.
about
It's cold here in the desert.
cold, huh?
Yeah.
It's cold.
You know, isn't it funny how back in the day people used to look at the Bushes and the Clintons argue and fight against each other, and you find out later they spend Thanksgiving and Christmas together. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I saw this picture on Facebook. It was like, do you guys remember when the Kardashians, before they knew cosmetic surgery, and like they look like normal people? It was hilarious. Sorry, because it's all for show. All that stuff, the all are arguing in the politicians, it's all for show, and they go home to their real lives and they don't care. So it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go fill up on coffee. Just so you know, that's our third entry that I have taken live. Not as many because we were teaching. I did put a sell stop here at this fractal break. My bias, which may or may not be right, we win some, we lose some. That's called peace in trading, is that it's going to pop down in and around this area. Maybe not exactly here, but again, my trade manager will knock me out in and around 10 pips, so I'm pretty happy. I did expand my stop loss a little on that. Well, that's odd. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta figure out why it's so big. Might have to check my settings too. Oh, that's probably covering this spread. If that's a 30 pip stop loss based off of here, that's covering the spread from that trade manager. But that's what I'm looking at. We'll see what happens. I'm not a big fan of this going down forever, but at this point, high likelihood of it popping down to this ADR low. I'm gonna get some coffee so you guys can talk about anything that's not gonna get us arrested. So not about how our government is crazy or something, you know. AGU, sorry, Jamie, it's a bad day in paradise. US 30 is going up. It's 100 pips in the hole. It's going up, up, up. I'm getting coffee. Love you guys. Talk, don't sit in silence. It's weird.
Has the setting for the trade manager changed from last time?
Sorry, Dorian, can you repeat that?
Has the setting for the trade manager, has that changed since last class?
I don't know what she's running. We haven't talked about that today. Thing is that you're gonna have to tweak that until you're happy with the way it acts.
I think I'm happy with everything except for the first two. I'm gonna take it down to 10 because I have it at 220, 250 since last class, but I think that's too high for the take profit. And
Well, remember that once it starts trailing you, it'll take you out when it reverses. But by setting take profit, what you're doing is you're limiting where it will take a profit if it runs hard.
okay.
So it's not a bad idea to push that take profit out. You know, sometimes I'll put it on and I'll just drag it down to where I think it's headed.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
And
Thank
just
you.
let the trail take me out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey Scott, you guys are you still developing an EA for the group or?
Well, I got quite a few things going on. The only EA I'm working on right now is the trade manager. I have implemented ATR levels for that so that it will adjust itself to different pairs. I have stubs in place right now for, and I'm about to get stopped out of this thing. I've got stubs in place in the code to get, hold on, gotta get my brain back in. I got a bowling ball head. I caught my kids cold. So I got stubs in place for scaling out of position. So I haven't done anything with scaling in. That's more complicated.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's a loss.
You guys make me feel bad for walking away for 2 seconds. You guys aren't even talking. You're just sitting in here falling asleep. Sleepy heads.
Nobody's sleeping.
Sure.
I think everybody's focused on gold a little bit. See what's going on with it.
What are you doing with gold?
I'm nearly asleep.
Let's see. The US 30 is not pretty, Jamie. I'm sorry. It's not pretty. I think we'll pop down, but I'm still looking for the buy. But I do think we'll pop down just to that ADR low. If we break it, another way to trade, there's a lot of schools of thought. There's a lot of ways to trade. And your best chance is to learn them and to find what kind of trader you want to be. If it breaks this, maybe not so much on the 1 minute chart, 15 minute and above, and it stays below, okay, you would take it at the fractal break for another set. Because it again, this isn't a hard line. Don't think of this as like exactly 1471.95. Think of it as a zone. So if it breaks this zone and stays below this zone, if you guys can imagine just a big box here and stays below there, you could take it for another safe pip, 10 pips or so. Another kind of school of thought, another way to trade. So we shall see. It's pushing up though.
If you look on US 30 and if you look at the 15 minute and the 1 hour, you're going to see there is a massive divergence sitting right there. Also, it's creating an ascending channel. So I'm going to get nervous if it surpasses 27711.6. If it passes that, then I'll just go ahead and close the trade. I won't take it to my stop loss.
That's discipline. So I've got this up on another broker, but here, this is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
We broke this level. So instead of coming up and kind of rejecting, remember, we don't think of it as a straight line. We just popped above it. So really what it does in this zone is the most important. So like, I don't know where your stop loss is, but right here, breaks below here, get out. So what's your stop? 711?
My stop loss is 27760.24.
In and around here.
Yeah, 27760.24.
That's too high. Well, that's a big loss. I don't know what you're.
Nah, I'm alright. Thank you.
No, I only put a 0.02 on it. I didn't go super heavy.
A 0.02 is a lot on this one. I'm a baby on indices. That's why I have such a hard time compounding it. Is I'm a baby.
Well, I'm only sacrificing $365.
That's not horrible.
No, I mean it's not a lot compared to what I'm
More
going to
than
get
your
out of it.
weekend, more than your weekend splurging.
Well, I mean, yeah, 150 times 2, so that's Saturday and Sunday. There you go.
We already decided.
I thought it was okay.
We need more than that for a good weekend. Okay, we want to get a facial. We want to get our nails done. We want a massage. Okay, we want.
Hey, you know what? Zest and cold cream. There's your facial. Only costs $7. A bar of soap and some cold cream. There you go. Next. You want your nails done? Not a problem.
That's
we can put some spray paint.
That is
and
not
put
organic.
Okay, we can use it. Okay, we can go ahead and go to the store and walk through Walmart and break off a eucalyptus plant and walk right out the store. We won't get caught. I mean, there's your facial right there, boo boo, and we can put it on your cuticles, and we can get the cuticles off your toenails and in between your toes. You know what I'm saying? There's your foot and your pedicure, your manicure, your facial. Everything's done.
And now we need to use the money for bail money. Thanks, Jamie. Really?
Hey, you know.
I'm telling you.
Hey, you could take the brother out the hood. You just can't take the hood out the brother. Okay. You know.
You guys knew like how
yes, we know.
It's not even funny. My family thinks I'm the yuppiest. I just got knocked out of a trade on gold. Well, no, I didn't. Not yet. Okay. But either way, like if you guys really knew, my family thinks I'm yuppie. I'm like, no, not really. Not comparatively speaking, but who knows? Everyone lives different, you guys. Come on, Aliko, what's the most expensive meal like you've ever had?
Maybe like $150.
See, that's on a single meal, guys. I bet.
Well, I did have leftovers. I did take a few plates to go. So.
Oh, like for just you?
Yeah, just me. when me and my coworker, when we go to the vegan cafe here, we like turn up. They love us. They love to see us coming.
Oh, that's turning up at the vegan cafe? Really? Wow.
When you spend $150 on a meal for one person, yeah, that's turning up.
That's turning up. Oh, okay.
That's turning up.
Oh.
You know, you go to that Alberge in Dubai.
How many times you been to Dubai? You can't even count.
True.
And gold is dropping. Yes, baby. Keep on dropping.
Take an entry now. I won't take another one, but that's a fourth time we're calling a trade. If you haven't taken an entry,
gold is dropping. Yeah, keep on dropping, baby.
This is it. So you've got your two. This is the entry you're looking for. Your cross. Okay, your first bar closed below the zero. This is what you're looking for according to the rules. Take that entry. That's 4 entries called. US 30 is going to keep pushing up. Gold's going down.
That's right. Clear out all the suckers.
So when it broke this fractal, it also broke this low. So if it played around here and then dropped, I'd be cool with that. But now we're up in this zone. No bueno.
CAD news in 6 minutes.
Okay, I'm getting off of this. Let's go to GBP CAD. Let's see. GBP pressure still pushing up. A long time frame though. Let's go down to the 1 minute. 110 pips, Jamie. Those indices, man, I love them. It's one of those really, I don't play with them because it's so hard to play with.
Yeah, it's a good rush though, ain't it?
But yeah, I don't want it to be. I want the excitement in life, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it to be a rush. I want it to be pretty, what is that word? I know the word I'm thinking of. I just can't say
organic.
No. Euphoric.
Euphoric, yes, but like
organic.
Methodological.
Without force, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, Jamie. It's done.
Yeah.
It just broke that other high.
Damn it. All right. If I close this trade and this thing drops, I'm gonna just punch the freaking wall.
You will not. You are a better man than that.
This thing is gonna drop. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna drop.
Oh
Watch.
yeah, look at the ascending channel. Yeah,
it's gonna drop. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna drop.
We just don't know when. We just don't know when.
I mean, we got divergence. I mean, everything is working perfectly towards market structure. Look at that.
But that's the psychology of it. So the problem is once you see it, you can't unsee it. And now that you've seen it, you're convincing yourself it's there, that it matters. Like that's the whole level of trading. It's a real thing.
Jenny, I just got my cup of Cinnabon cinnamon roll coffee with the hazelnut cream, so you may want to jump in Aussie 200 for a
That's it.
Thanks, bro. I needed that laugh. Thank you.
Hey,
how's that cinnamon bun thing taste? Is it as good as a real Cinnabon? Like really? Like for
not
real?
quite like a Cinnabon, but it's good, man, with some hazelnut cream. Whew.
Really? Wow.
That's like 500 calories. You guys don't know that? That's what it sounds like to me.
Hey, Jenny, thanks. You just ruined my moment. Thanks.
Hey, listen, Jenny. Aliqua and Barbara will tell you when we get taken up, we get a new glorified body. So I'm not worried about this one.
Yeah, okay. But God is going to say, okay, what have you done to the temple that I have given you?
Okay, that's it, Eric. You're my best friend now.
I'll look him dead in his eye and tell him I enjoyed it.
What's the hazelnut, baby?
Yeah, funny.
I'm gonna look him dead in his eye.
You better get steward over the temple that I have given you.
I enjoyed every bit of it.
You could have lived 50 more years, giving me glory on earth and doing the great works, but no.
That's awesome. Oh my God, I love that.
I just start quoting him back his words. It's not what goes in a person that makes them clean.
That's what he said. That is what he said.
I done found me a new friend.
That's the
word. Hey, listen, I can do a scripture with the best of them.
Where you from, Avery?
This is Eric.
That's Eric.
From, Eric. I'm sorry. Where you from, Eric?
I just live basically Dallas, just north of Dallas.
North of Dallas. All right. That's my man right there. All right, Eric. You got a new buddy. You just don't even know it yet.
All right.
You still gonna eat your vegetables.
Hey. I like spinach. All right. I grew up with Popeye. It didn't work though. Trust me.
I'm not talking about the canned spinach. I can't tell you what. 7 foot tall.
Hey, when I was a kid, I was big boned it. All right, and I used to get picked on a lot. And I used to
You was
look at
big
Popeye
boned.
the
That's the
Sailor
word
Man.
for it.
Yeah, I was big boned it. And well, let's just say I ate my spinach and tried to go beat up the bully. I got beat up worse. I tell you, it didn't work. So I got rid of Popeye. But boy, when I got that
There you go,
following
Miss
year
Shop.
though,
That
but
dude
that
just
following year though, my granddaddy told me if they bigger than you, just pick up a brick, grandson. Pick up a brick. I took that brick and wore that son of a gun out. I surely did. I didn't have to worry about that bully no more. But anyway, you know, we don't want to speak violence here in the group. It's not being recorded, is
Gold
it?
and GU just both went through the roof.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it took me out.
Wait, what went up?
Everything,
Gold
gold
and
and
GU.
GU.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
looking
GU
at this.
too.
See the spread? The spread opened up so wide. You guys see this? It opened up, the spread, you know, pretty much became like 11, 12 pips. Like down, we're still not kind of closed. I was watching to see what this would do for that news. Let's see.
I'm still holding my trade.
US 30, you're still holding it.
I'm still holding it. It wicked too. It didn't close. It wicked.
Okay. Keep the faith. I'm looking at AU, you know, on behalf of Eric, just so you know. I would take an entry on GBP CAD. This is the 5 minute, going to the 1 minute. I would take a sell.
Boy, UCAD just dropped like a pile of you know what.
Yes, it did.
Why you ain't tell
Yes.
me about it?
Hey, remember that's the one I got in for 0.01 like a dummy.
See, but that's the psychology of trading, guys. So we take this 0.01 and we take this weird one and this other weird one. Did it seriously? It knocked me out of my UCAD trade.
How?
Because of my trailing stop, I'm sure, when it wicked up. That was rude, people. That was so
That
rude.
was so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Luckily, I put 112 standards on that. Shoot.
112, look at that. 112 standards.
Oh, no, my bad. That was 0.12. My bad.
Eric, you got to make sure you on the Ritz-Carlton cruise with us, man. We're getting a beer together, bro. You can best believe that.
You know that's gonna be $150 beer, right? I just want you to know it's Ritz-Carlton.
On there, I would.
Hey, for the amount that we paying for that cruise, it better be all inclusive.
No.
We shouldn't have to pay for nothing.
Okay, it's technically.
This is not the carnival.
Well, you better find out if they got an all-inclusive package, because I'm telling you, once I get on that boat, that's it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So
you ain't gonna get your feet done like they did Myra on Martin. That ain't how you do.
No, my feet already gonna be done before I get on the boat. Okay.
Hey guys, gold is dropping. They're in profit. GBP CAD is dropping in profit. 5 trades.
That was just disrespectful. It just knocked me. I got an alert. Let me see what this crossing is.
Okay, so we can see live what's happening with the trade manager. We can see live. I can't believe that it knocked me out.
Yeah, CAD J dropped up too. Went up.
Yeah, they're about to do the House Judiciary Committee.
Goes down.
Still gonna finish the thoughts.
So look, it just knocked me out of all of them.
There we go.
So disrespectful.
All right, Chris. We'll catch you tomorrow, okay? If you got wicked out, it's NFP week, guys. You guys don't want to trade this week, don't. That's okay. The market's not going to respect what we want it to respect. Jamie's getting beat up on US 30. I got beat up real bad last week on Australian 200. Like, it was just me, and I got beat down a lot of beat down. Let's see.
US CAD is working perfectly. Look at that, 60 pips. Son of a gun.
It doesn't matter. I missed out. It knocked me out.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, come on. We got wickets on US 30. Baby, you better drop like you you better fall.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I caught myself.
Uh-huh.
But I can't say she can drop it like it's a hot. I can say she can drop it like it's hot, like it's a hot biscuit.
So guys, this.
Oh, come on. That was supposed to bait Derek in it. Derek didn't take the bait. Doggone it.
I took the bait.
Barbara, pay for me.
I'm not gonna lie. When a pair that I'm in is dropping like that, I played juvenile.
Hey!
Last of the morning block.
Yes, 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 yes. Heathenism. Yes, we are still alive.
All right, what song?
I can't take y'all nowhere.
Juvenile. Hold on, let me see if I can find him. Where you at, Spotify? Spotify, where are you? Oh, Spotify.
Gold this morning.
Hey, Gold did exactly what we said, but it fooled around first. It came down. If we were watching and doing better, we would have taken 3 entries. I only got 2. But I had to adjust my stopwatch to allow that to play out.
I mean, it's sliding back down again. Do we care?
I don't know. A lot of foolery. So, like, my overall bias is waiting for this to buy, but do we have enough to pop down to get our 10 pips? Yeah, we do. Just pay attention. So, follow the rules of the strategy. If it lines up, take it for 10, take it carefully. And if not, then skip it. Wait for it to reverse.
I'm gonna buy for that as well. My target for gold is 1500 for my TP1 and 1525 for my TP2. I've been buying it for like 3 weeks now.
That's patient. I'm guessing you're on AFX or a non-swap fee broker.
Oh yeah.
You have to be, guys. But we all freak out when somebody posts a screenshot. You know, woohoo! I got 5 on it. That's me and Donna's expression. Donna and I. We were joking, dropping 5 standards on the trade kind of stuff. I got 5 on it. We just kept stacking 5s. Kind of mentality in terms of our whatever. So you get these people that show these pictures, but what you don't see is like they held that trade for 3 weeks. They dealt with drawdown and loss for 3 weeks. They dealt with getting knocked out for weeks. You guys see what NZD CAD did? I was looking to buy that long term, but we just kept getting knocked out. So I missed the majority of it. I just caught the baby amount of it. The baby amount. That's it, Jamie. I think I think it's the bad coffee. Maybe it's the bad coffee I need. Can't believe I just got knocked out of that trade before it even made that move.
Maybe it's the bad coffee, Jenny. Come on.
It's got to be the bad coffee, Eric.
I just told you I'm halfway through my cup and go. Did you look at odd 200? It's about to push past those resistance dots, and then there we go again.
To drop down, huh?
No, to go up.
I was gonna say it's not. Everyone's trying to sell these. I don't think they're going down. Ooh, that looks pretty. Because that's in the right direction. Jamie's over here trying to buy everything. That's it. Boo. Hugo said.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and 2000.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop it right there because that ain't the clean version.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what?
Not this week, Jamie. You know what I mean.
Praise the Lord.
Hey, Lee, how you doing this week? What's going on in your life, huh?
I'm on a sabbatical. I took this week off from work.
Just too much going on? Are you just relaxing?
Just relaxing.
So are you gonna go get a massage or a facial or what?
No, I'm just relaxing.
Relaxing. Okay, well, I don't know. Can you take a nice hot bubble bath?
Oh yes. Actually, I'm detoxing and doing my little regimen.
Nice. Are you fasting?
Yes, Jenny. I mean, good Lord.
Uh-huh.
It's supposed to be done in secret.
Well, sorry. Welcome to my world where everything is publicized at this point. So you're right along with us. And at this point, honestly, Liko, we've passed that weirdness level. So you're just gonna have to get used to it. So okay.
All is well, Jenny. All is well.
Who's snoring? That's so.
Oh no, that's me sniffing. I'm sorry. That's me sniffing. I'm just getting over a cold.
And a burly man.
No, I'm just getting over a cold.
I got something for that cold.
I am not taking no cow liver oil.
Oh, it does start with a C.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Hey, Jamie, your US 30's popping down a little bit. But I just plan on it going down for far. Those are 2 impulse moves up, which means we need another third. We need a third up. That's what I would be looking for, is one more impulse move to the top side. It'll far break your stop loss before it drops. Think of the corrective patterns and waves. There's no science to it, but it does have a rhythm. The market has a rhythm. And if you learn to speak its language, you won't always be right, but that whole waves up. So we had that big drop. It was big compared to the pair. And now we're doing a correction. We'd want that correction. Now it's not a pullback, so we want the correction to happen in waves. We're looking for 3 to 5 waves before we're looking for another sell.
So we're on the second wave?
Yep.
Well, look, how about this? Why don't it just go ahead and drop,
Now.
Yeah, drop now. I can make me a couple of $100, and then you know what? It can pop up all it want. Then we'll ride it back down together. We'll throw a standard on that son of a gun.
Well,
we go ahead and be popping bottles and popping collars and spending dollars. We can do that.
I'm a baby. I'll pop some standards. I'll pop lots of standards. I'll put lots of standards on regular pairs, but US 30, man, that scares me. I don't like. It fluctuates so much. It messes with your head. Drawdown is thousands and from the bat, not like, okay, I can handle this. I'm a day into this and I'm trusting my analysis. Your drawdown off the bat, 10, 20 grand on a couple of standards. Yeah, you're like, if this moves an inch, I'm SOL. So, oh my gosh.
Well, we're gonna pop a standard on that AU 200. All right.
We'll have to confer with Eric, I guess. So Eric and Brett,
No, Eric don't bring the honey bun coffee.
I've still got coffee. It's a good buy on the 4-hour right now. Coffee correlates with the 4-hour.
Oh, does it?
Word.
It's swing coffee, not scalp coffee.
Yay for the swing.
Hey, Aliqua, speaking of that boat, that cruise line, do they have all inclusive?
Yes, they do. But
they do. Okay.
It's not the same way that you would get, like from Carnival or from Princess. It's very different because honest to God, guys, if you want to book that cruise for next summer, I'm all in. But keep in mind, we have to reserve it. So you can't go flakesies on me because it's going to cost me a small fortune to reserve it properly. And I wouldn't mind setting it up. We can do if I pay the down payment on enough rooms, we can just pay into it every month or however it works for you guys who are serious about going. And
just give me the dates, Jenny. Just give me the dates, girl.
Are you on it?
Yeah.
Come. Like, if we do this, you got to come. I will.
Yeah.
I will
Just give me the dates so I can, prepare from for work so I can take off.
Yeah, we got to prepare from over here.
Yeah, because I just take July off around my birthday since I've been working here. So just let me know, then I can adjust those dates. Hopefully they'll be available, but if not, they'll get over it.
Well, you guys are closer. Yeah, you guys are closer to where you need to be than I am. So I would have to plan much better. Much better.
Right.
I'd have to get there, wake up from massive jet lag,
Yeah, what's the location? What's the location that you want to do the cruise?
There's a couple that leave at different spots. This is your other entry on gold. I think you'll miss it. You might get 5 if you want to take it. It's up to you. Maybe. So Ritz-Carlton cruise. Let's go take a look. Let's see. Carlton cruise. We just built. Oh, there's another one on some island out here. It's pretty. It's nice. Ritz-Carlton, and the price isn't horrible. Like compared, like considering it's the first ever. Da 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 da. It's their first year.
Yeah, I don't want to be the first person. Let a few people ride on it and see how that float on how it sail in the ocean.
Let's make
Titanic.
I ain't trying to be the guinea pig. Let a few destinations. Let them sell a few destinations and back, doing all types of weather, and then. But yes, I want to go.
No, I agree.
It's running about 5K. The Ritz-Carlton cruise, it's running like for the Mediterranean. It's going to be about 5K.
They range from 5 to 20K depending on which one you take.
Yeah.
Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
Girl, hey.
I'm on that Ritz-Carlton. I'm on that Ritz.
Let's get it, girl.
Ooh, baby.
But how many days? I don't like being on no water. I love the water, but what's the stops? I don't want to do like 7 and 10 days. I mean,
about 4 or 5
3
days.
to 5 is good for me.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna close that and that. Okay, so these are the ones coming for next summer. So gosh, those are so pretty. Most of them are going to be 7 nights. We don't want the 9-night one. That's too much. Although I like the locations this one's going to. So let's go to July. Let's see. Amsterdam, Copenhagen. Oh, that one's nice, but it's 9 days, 10 days, 10 days, 7 days. Doesn't that look amazing and beautiful? And then we're into August. Where's this at? Is that Russia or something?
Yeah, Poland or something like that.
No, that's what's that? Greenland or Iceland? Retrofit.
Yeah, I think that's Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland. That's Iceland.
Iceland. Yeah.
I always get Iceland and Greenland mixed up. They need to switch their names.
Right.
Because Greenland is full of ice and Iceland is full of green.
I know, right? Okay, so July 5th is 9 days. June 28th. Do we want to go here? I mean, that's not the most pretty.
They don't have nothing in like Greece. I see Barcelona. That's in June though.
Yeah, I don't
London,
like
London, I don't say that's only time. That's all they have. I thought they had better destinations than that.
Barcelona's nice.
They do. This is just Europe. They also take off in the Caribbean, I believe. That's just Europe. Yeah.
I thought this was pretty new. I thought that they were above the Caribbean. They're too good for the Caribbean. The Caribbean is too lower class.
I thought they did the Caribbean.
Yeah, they do. What about Greece or like Spain and Morocco and Mallorca?
Yes, let's go to Morocco.
Well, yeah. Well, whatchamacallit is Spain?
I know.
Yeah.
Boston, Massachusetts? Yeah, no, sorry.
You're right.
My daughter wants to name her kid Quebec.
Yes.
Yeah,
Montreal is a cool city. I don't know where they're gonna get on Montreal.
Boston. That would be cold. God bless you, whoever sneezed.
Plus it's 12.
Alan, what was the destination that you saw for 5 and up? What was the destination?
Look at these ones right here. These are not the elite cruises, Alico. These are like America stateside. You see what I'm saying? Or San Juan. So that's the Caribbean and stuff. So that's Mexico. Right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So that's it. These are the cheaper ones. Those more international ones are meant to be something else.
Yeah, like more like upscale.
Yeah, it was a Caribbean side, but I would prefer. Remember we talked. I would prefer the Mediterranean.
Oh, the Mediterranean.
That would look amazing. Okay, well, if we want to stick with this particular company, we might have to pick a different company. There are other really good ones.
No, we gotta stay with the Reds. We gotta stay with the Reds.
Okay, then we have to negotiate then and then compromise on terms. Ready?
No,
So,
we just have to trade harder.
no, I mean compromise on terms in terms of where it's going, like to get to honestly this. Yeah. Go to Budapest. Oh my family, Hugo. If we go to Budapest, I might miss the boat because I'm going to see my family's house where my grandmother was raised. I want to go see all my family's plots and stuff. So I've got a lot of family that still lives like in Italy, in France, and mostly in Budapest and Hungary is where most of the alive ones still are.
You have any in Ghana?
I mean, amazing. So, okay, back to this. These are the dates. I mean, so if we want to go a little bit later than that, we have to choose. Notice how all the first ones, none of them are going to the US, guys. My birthday week is here, so I have the right to not be eating vegan and to be drinking the most expensive champagne from the first time I wake up in the morning.
You were born in July?
I was, July 31st.
Oh, I'm July 9th. What is yours? Not JD.
24th, the 24th.
Oh. So Aliqua and I are both Leos. You're a Cancer. That explains Aliqua and I's attitude and go-getterness.
July babies.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful July, exotic July babies.
We're the best. It's okay. I know you guys want to be like us, but you'll get there. Okay? Okay, do any of these look any bit appealing? I know the nights are kind of long.
Yeah, the nights is too long for me.
I don't like that.
I don't want 7 days or 9 days.
I got things to do.
I want 5 days and some Greek islands. So
Usually 5-day cruises, you don't really get to go anywhere because you usually spend a day, you lose 2 days going and coming.
Look at those prices. Look at those. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's 12 nights.
Usually you got to do about 7 days. Once you do under 7 days, you're not going to hit nothing. If you do 5 days on a cruise, you may hit 2 or 3 spots at the most.
These ones are in and around 20 grand. Okay, this one is for 9
Pretty
days.
penny.
I'm not trying to do that.
Okay,
well,
so
what's the location?
But none of them are like somewhere that's super desirable. So am I willing to spend?
Yeah, I know. Do they got pictures? Maybe the pictures might allure me, but that's the only picture they have.
Yeah, that's cold weather up there.
That's cold, you know.
All up there.
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Okay, so let's go more toward the U.S. Okay, so if we go toward the U.S., this is later in the year. This is next year. With all due respect, I'm not taking a cruise boat to the north in winter because I'm not dumb.
That's
Sorry,
cold weather again.
Especially the Ritz-Carlton because, you know, you have all the glass and, you know, how it's
set up. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to enjoy the weather.
Yep. So
well, they got Fort Lauderdale in November.
You know, they need to just make a special cruise for our group. That's what they need to do. They need to build a destination. They need to cater to a destination because I said so.
I know, right?
What's 2021 looking like, Jenny?
2021. Okay, well, I want to see this first. Key West, all those. This one's not bad, and it's cheap too.
What about Turks and Caicos?
I think it's going there.
Derek, are you gonna wear your Speedos?
Say what?
Are you gonna wear your Speedos?
I don't think I could fit in them.
It's okay, like Eric said, you can look God right in the eye and say, I had a good time.
Hey, Derek, don't look anybody in the eye when you're wearing Speedos, bro. Just
That's pretty.
Where's this? For all the people who don't know, like me, where is this at? Castries?
That's
what's that? That looks pretty. What is that?
That's all the Caribbean.
I don't know.
That's all the Caribbean right there.
That's cool.
That's really cheap, guys. It's super honestly affordable. Think about it this way: if we put $150 a month into this, even the people who aren't super there yet.
Oh, that's St. Martin.
I think Castries is St. Lucia.
It's French territory.
Okay, St. Lucia.
Oh, parlez-vous français à toi?
Yeah, St. Lucia's out that way. There you go.
Okay, so this one, I like the price. I like the days, right? I don't, and the month means it will be warm there, right? It's warm here.
Yeah, we got to Google, the location and the date, if it's like the best time, if it's not like rainy season and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm okay with any of these. We're going further out now in 2021. That's again San Juan, super cheap, very, very doable. This is beautiful. I like the idea.
Oh, that's nice.
Leek, you didn't go with us to San Juan, did you?
No, I had went there. I mean, it was.
Oh, you didn't go to Maria's wedding.
No, I wasn't invited.
Yes, you were. You were a party pooper.
No, I wasn't. I was working for another
company. Ooh, Athens, Greece.
I had worked for another company in Greece.
Oh, Athens, Rome.
Everybody listen to me.
Maybe Rome.
This is it. There we go.
That'll be my permanent home.
Rome.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the locations in Athens? Because
let's see.
What is all going to take us? Well, that's 2021. What is all going to take us? Turkey. Okay, yeah, that's not too far from me.
That's in 2021 though.
Greece and Turkey.
Oh, God, Greece, Crete.
Hey, that 2021 may be a great idea because that way nobody can say they didn't save their money to make this trip.
So at $100 a month, right? That's $1,200. $200 a month, that's $2,400. You literally have a year and a half, almost. Yeah, a year and a half.
That's a great time too, June.
Santorini is very beautiful. I wish they had Santorini on there.
Let's check the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess. What did gold do real quick? Right, that it did not continue, so we're good. I had to look. So I clicked on that one. Let's click on this one.
Holiday.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh.
That's it.
Man, that is nice.
That's crazy, huh? I vote we just go. Come on, we'll blast it in the super easy group. Think about it this way: even if you show up, Growler boy, listen. We spend 20 bucks on this. We spend 20 bucks on shoes. We can totally do this. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, we can do it. I'm just saying, I mean, just, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, praise the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, what did US 30 do?
Coming down.
It's going to retest 50% of that engulfing candle, but then be careful.
Yes.
Okay, so, ooh, this one. Oh my gosh. Athens and Venice.
Wow. Oh, and Kofu.
This one, oh my gosh, this is like this one. We'll be eating good, I'll tell you what. I learn to cook pretty food like that someday.
Is that gonna fill me up?
I think.
God dang. That thing
Well, you got
little.
all that water. You can go fish.
Doesn't look amazing? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're going to bring me a couple of plates of that. But that looked good.
Going back to the Maldives. That'll be nice.
Oh, man.
I need to see all the glass. I want to turn over and see water.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes.
And turn on the other side and see more water. That's what I want to.
Okay, so we're looking at a minimum, let me see, for two, probably looking at a minimum, what, about 15,000?
For two people. Well, wait a minute. I'm sure this does not include double.
Well, you got flight and maybe hotel, because depending on when your flight comes, you might want to stay in a hotel like overnight until the next. It depends on the time. So you're going to have to.
Well, if you're traveling internationally, you're definitely going to want to do that. You'll want to regroup and settle in. Don't just try to get straight to the cruise port. That's silly.
Right. Well, I was just talking about the fee just for the cruise itself.
So here's the deal. When I talk to them, they do offer double occupancy if you choose to use it. Obviously, it's not promoted because this is an uppity kind of mentality. But so double occupancy and or multiple people in a single room is possible. So you have to bear that in mind. Notice that most cruises, well, the room is not, it weighs smaller than any of these most cruises. So you guys can totally, some people can double up. I'm guessing worst case scenario, you need at least says 7,500, give or take whatever their fees and taxes are. Whatever discount.
I love y'all, but I want my own room.
I want my own room too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I love y'all, but I need my own room.
Yeah.
For people who
So
want
I can sashay.
Yeah, for people who want
to.
TMI.
I want to do this.
That ain't TMI. Sashay is not TMI.
Can't afford to, so maybe you guys can double up. That would be an idea. So
that is a good idea. You need something for that?
You know what? I don't want to sound like I'm being rude or uppity, but this is my thing. This cruise is a year and almost a half in advance. And I know everybody's got their own financial situation. But if you can't afford to go, don't put your name on the list. You see what I'm saying? And then that person is stuck at the end. You know what I'm saying? And they got to flip the whole bill. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because I had to deal with that one time.
Right.
And
This is
I've
new
just
decade, new mindset, new decade.
Right. And I've got hit that way one time and I'll never get hit that way again. So that's the reason why I was asking. So just serious people just need to inquire. And if they're not serious, then we just deal with the ones that's serious. And I'm not being shrewd, but I'm just calling it like it is. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm with you. I didn't even consider that. I was never had that experience, but I have had the experience where somebody set up a trip for a bunch of, moms and women. And of course, the person who was running the whole setup backed out of it. So therefore she had to deal with because she was taking people's money monthly to pay for it. She had dealt with the travel agency and everything else. So not only did everybody miss out, but it just turned into a big mess. So you guys aren't.
I think people just need to pay for their own directly. That's all. That'll resolve all that.
Yeah. So no, have your own ownership. Put aside in an envelope or a savings account. Reserve and see if you can. I don't know. I'm not going to suggest use a credit card, but you do what you need to do to find out how to move forward. And either way, it would be an awesome experience. And if this is too
much,
well, not too much, but too scheduled, we can always pick like some stateside location and just rent. I can rent like the entire hotel, floor, if we wanted to, and we can just hang out, get to know each other, have some new
Yeah.
experiences.
Or a mansion, hire some chefs.
Oh yes, that would actually. I
Yeah,
love
we
the
can,
condos.
we can rent a mansion
That's better, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm 50.
on the water, and then we can take a little cruise. Like rent a yacht, and then you can do it that way.
And that's more people can come and go as they please. You don't have some set schedule because we're all
Yeah.
in the world.
But if we want to take this cruise, we can still hook up on the side and still take this cruise, and that'll just be, for the people that want to take the cruise. But I can do both. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what's that? Theophilus in North Carolina say they have their captain hats.
That means, hey, if you live in North Carolina, you're not that far from me. Can we please go on a boat? I want to go on a boat, like all the way out in the ocean where I can't see anybody.
I love it.
Okay, guys, well, we didn't take any more trades. We didn't even take that many trades today. GBP CAD is in profit. Make sure you lock it in, no matter whether you walk away or not. It was a little bit of a rough morning scalping, too much teaching a little bit, and also the market's going to be a little choppy. So that's okay. We just have to pick our poison. It is what it is. So, yeah, let's see. Love to join, but living in EU won't make sense to fly to US to board a cruise back to EU. Oh no. Well, yeah, I got you, Cynthia. You're good. We'll just meet you in EU, in Europe. Okay. You don't have to come. It's okay. We'll meet you in Europe. I want to go to Europe.
Yeah, you can give us a tour. Yeah, that'd be cool. Give us a tour.
You. So
Yeah, we can rent a chateau.
Oh, that is cute.
That means shack.
Derek's like, let me speak for you guys. It's okay. I didn't know. You're good.
Come on, Aliqua, you've been to Europe enough. As many times we went through there.
Yeah, I know. I was stationed there for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's like, please.
That's awesome. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. That's awesome.
We got Trini's in the house. I need some tamarind balls.
Oh, I want to go to Australia.
Tamarind.
Australia sounds amazing, honestly.
Oh man, heck yeah! I want to go to the land of down under.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take up running though, because I'm planning on eating a whole bunch.
I want to go chill out with the kangaroos.
I do. I want to go see like the kangaroos and the Tasmanian devil and do like a safari. I want to see all the creatures. Okay, well, you Australians on here can show us around. Help us set it up. Pick the most centralized place. It's easiest to fly into. Has the coolest things nearby. And that's a cheap trip, guys. We waste money every day. $1,000 for new experience and worldly experience. I am not like Jamie and Aliqua. I haven't seen most of the world. I've seen a lot of the US, but I need to see the world. I think a lot of people on this call need to see the world. It changes your perspective, so that's for sure. Yeah, it does.
It's crazy. I don't think I've never been to the Caribbean. I've never been to like Bahamas or Turks and Caicos and everything.
Really?
I don't think I've never been into like Cancun, Mexico, and Puerto Rico and Cozumel, I think, like on a cruise, but I never did any. All my traveling was on
Did
this
Aruba
side.
or nothing like that?
No, I figured, when I go to the States permanently, then I'll do all that. But
yeah, that's true.
Since I'm close, So, going to Africa, Egypt, and Maldives, and Greece, and Italy, and all these other places I've been. All over Dubai and stuff like that, but I never.
Hey Jenny, save this one right here. Athens, Piraeus to Venice.
Okay.
If you don't mind, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's just all around that area.
Okay, look, here it is. Ready? I have this tab pinned, okay?
Okay.
So it's ours. We just got to make it happen. The Caribbean is easy, very cheap, guys. It's super cheap. Oh, I own a wholesale travel
What's
package.
the date on this?
This one's 2021, so it's far out.
Plus, the Caribbean has good food.
So on a serious note, I own a
Venice is nice. I've been to Venice.
Venice. I want to go see now.
I've been to Athens. It was
Town.
but yeah.
European get town.
Okay, for something a little closer, more local, I have a travel.
Yeah, it is. Hold your purse. Hold your purse real tight because they like to snatch over there.
That's okay. My mom taught me to put it in my bra. So always.
You may make him even happier doing that.
I know, right?
Only you, Derek. Only you.
Cynthia,
I only seen pictures.
Message about going somewhere stateside, the Caribbean or whatever. I can activate a travel package, which will give us some vouchers. I'm not going to fib. They're very pain in the butt to use, but it makes it to where like a cruise is like maybe 50, 150 bucks ish. Because you basically are just paying for fees and taxes, and I can get those for free.
Oh, cool.
Booking them is a pain, I'm not going to lie, but it's nice. So for those of you who can't make it overseas for whatever reason and have to stay stateside, we can also look into something like that. But I definitely want to stick with this luxurious one. I've worked really hard, and it's time to do some bigger, better things. So, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie. Well, your US 30 is coming down. I don't expect it to go too much further past that engulfing candle. Just so you know, be careful. Okay. Be careful if you're still on. And that's it, guys.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
All right. Well, I'm hopping off, everybody. I've got this bookmarked. We can discuss other local little ones for those who are closer. I can even maybe mail you guys some little things. We can see if we can book it at the same time, which would be great.
Cool.
That'll work. But I adore you. Only 5 trades today, which is okay. Mine did not hit my stop loss in all fairness, but I moved it. So that's the reality where it was going. But all 5 of mine won. Not very many trades. So we'll have to see and what happens tomorrow, and maybe get on a little earlier and just trade until we get our 10. Less talk, more trades.
I am gonna, Jenny. I'm about to have my second cup of coffee, so you may want to keep an eye on 200 odd swing trade. It's gonna go north.
Okay, it's going north.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for introducing me to all this travel stuff. This is amazing. I love you guys.
I love you guys.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.